Hey everyone, thanks for being here. We have ALYT with us today. ALYT is a groundbreaking project that pioneered the integration of artificial intelligence combined with blockchain technology to revolutionize the healthcare space. So with that being said, I'd like to welcome Mel from the team. Mel, if you can start out introducing yourself, talking about your team, and giving us a bit of insight into your background experience.
Thank you. Well, thank you for having us, first of all. I'm Mel. I lead the crypto side of ALYT. ALYT is based on two sides. We have a medical side and we have a healthcare side. So I lead the crypto side. I do everything related to the ALYT token and such. And the marketing on the crypto side is managed by Ruben, which is in here as well, I believe. So a little bit about me. I started crypto not too long ago, about 5 to 6 years ago, and I first got into it because I was very interested in the white paper of Bitcoin and then the math and the entire thing behind Ethereum. I got into software as a service on Signal channels, on Discord, on Telegram, and through that made a lot of connections with people in the crypto space. I then built out some of those companies, and eventually, 1.5 years ago, I got really interested in AI because, of course, the come up of ChatGPT, the LLMs, the new machine learning, etc., was really on the come up and getting really trendy. So I spoke with a close relative of mine, Michael. He's a medical surgeon who has over 40 years of experience in vascular surgery, and I said, why not combine my passion for AI and my knowledge in blockchain with your decades of experience in healthcare? And we said, okay, let's do it. So we initially started out with a predictive analytics platform, of course, powered by AI and the blockchain. But as we evolved and as we worked through the process of building an actual proof of concept, we came to the conclusion that we had to structure our proof of concept and our entire product differently because, of course, over the span of 2 to 1.5 years, AI has drastically changed. It's not close to what it used to be back then. So we went with a completely different route and a completely different proof of concept, which is now well on the way, and it will be launched in about 7 to 8 weeks. So yeah, that's that.
Appreciate the introduction there, Mel. Now, I just want to clarify really quick. Did you say 4 years or 40 years of experience regarding the medical surgeon there? Mel, you there?
Oh, excuse me, my mic was muted. I said 40, not 4.
40 years. Wow. So that's 4 decades there. Wow. Okay. So I thought it was 4
Exactly, yeah.
years. Oh, wow. Okay. That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah, I think no doubt. I think regarding AI, I think like you mentioned there, I think drastically changed recently. I mean, it's insane how fast AI has become, right? It's crazy. And
Exactly,
I
yeah.
definitely understand why you guys chose the medical field. Not only you guys have the experience for over 4 decades of experience in the field, but also the industry. It's is it 25 or 10 trillion market?
Yeah,
What is
yeah, it's very big.
yeah, it's a 10 trillion market, guy, by 2025, which is now. It's a 10 trillion market, and as we know how important the healthcare industry is. And I think with the technology today, I think this is the why you get there. They're doing not only in the medical field, but combining AI, right? And I think there's a lot of inefficiency right now. And I think with the AI, I think you can I think that can take the medical field to the whole different level. Now, Mel, before we dive deep, I know that you guys are trying to solve a lot of different aspects in the medical field using AI. But before we dive deep into that, let's get back to the beginning because I know your chart is live. So when did you guys launch the project?
So we launched exactly 1 month ago on the 23rd of April.
Okay, 1 month ago. How was it? How was it launched? You know.
So do you want me to maybe explain the pre-sale process a little bit, or just solely about the launch?
Yeah, just the pre-sale process, like how much you guys raised, and also if you can
Of course,
include if
yeah.
there's any vesting tokens left that we should know about as well.
Yeah. So we had 3 pre-sales 2 of which were private. Let's start off with the first sale, which concluded about 1.5 years ago. So 1.5 years ago, we had our founder sale, and this sale was very exclusive. So we made a Google Forms, which people could fill out, which had a lot of questions about what do you do for a living? How long have you been in crypto? What can you contribute to the ALYT project, and what can we do for you? So we really tried to find investors who were mutually benefit for ALYT, so we could just help out each other. We filled that pre-sale instantly, well, private sale instantly for $30,000. Then we had our private sale on December of 2024, so just about 5 months ago, and which was for $75,000. We also filled that one instantly, which was very nice to see. Then we had our final pre-sale on the 9th of March. Yeah, the 9th of March. We had our final pre-sale. Sadly, Ethereum went to shit, so to say. It was at $1,800, so lower than $2,000, which we had not anticipated because our pre-sale was in token rates, so we had our pre-sale planned for $240,000, but luckily we managed to fill over 70% of our pre-sale, which was amazing to see. We then burned the rest of that pre-sale to drive the price up, and then we launched on April 23rd, and of course when you have 3 major pre-sales, there's a lot of selling pressure, and by a lot I mean over $200,000 to $250,000 in selling pressure. But if you look at our chart, our first candle upon launch day, which was also a pretty red day for Ethereum, was 220%, more than 220%, which was amazing to see. So we had a very successful launch, and then of course some people took their profits. We went down quite a bit, but always stayed in the green. And now over the past month, we have made, I believe, I can maybe pull up the chart to make it a bit more interesting. We had a 70% increase just over the last 2 weeks. So we are doing very well right now in the current conditions.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually looking at your chart right now. Yeah, I mean, you guys had a pretty good launch, but like you said, there was a big dump. People take profit. Now, what was the initial market cap that you guys intended to launch? At that time.
Do you mean if our entire pre-sale was filled correctly?
When you guys launched the market cap, like the valuation, the market cap at launch.
I think no, wait, let me see. I believe 500K, something like that. A little bit less, maybe 450.
Yeah,
something like that.
500K, right? 500K, guys. So they rose up to over $1 million, and a lot of people took profit. But you guys look at the chart right now; it's actually incredible. And after the big dump, slowly going back up right now. So currently, right now, it's sitting at 1.1 million market cap right now. So that's like almost 2x over the launch MC. Liquidity pool is at 8%, so it's pretty healthy, very healthy, man. And you guys have 4.91 thousand holders, almost 5,000 holders. Were there any kind of airdrops or on that, or
yeah. So we actually have daily rates in our Telegram as well. We do one raid every day, and then we have a leaderboard at the end of the week to see which people participated and engaged in ALYT the most. But a small correction, we launched at a 470K market cap, so just below 500K. So 1.3x, so to say.
Wow. Yeah, so the chart is very healthy. So this is the chart I like to see, right? And it's actually very normal for a chart for people to take profit right out the gate, right off bat. And
of course,
there's a big dip. But more importantly is that whether the chart comes back, and since April to now, you can see that every day the chart's actually moving in the positive direction. So it's actually a very healthy chart. This is the type of chart that I like to see. Yeah, I mean, that's great. Well, a lot of people, once they get the dip, right, and the team walks away just because of how most of the projects are not serious, right? And we all know that in the space, the barrier to launching a new project is very low, right? So most people just walk away. So the team went through the trenches. They had the big dip, and right now it's coming back up. So very healthy to see. Now, are there any vesting token left that we should know about, Mel?
Yeah, of course. So, like I said, we had our founder sale and our private sale and our pre-sale. Our first founder sale was vested for a period, or is still vested for a period of 6 months, which means that there's about 5 months left right now. Same goes for our private sale. Our private sale is vested for 6 months, so 5 months left on that one as well, with a 3-month cliff, so 8 months left in total. Our pre-sale had zero days of vesting, so those are all unlocked. And then we have our team, treasury, partnerships, foundation, and ecosystem wallet. All of those wallets are locked for a minimum of 9 months, and they go up. I believe it's the what is it? The treasury wallet goes up to even 2 years. Yeah, so we have all tokens locked. Of course, the liquidity pool is locked for over a year, so everything is set and secure.
Okay, and our investors should be able to find that information, I believe, in your white paper as well.
Yeah, of course. I can also share a link if you like. If you type locks, so just LOCKS in the ALYT Telegram, you get a link to the actual lock website. So yeah, people can look it up very easily.
Awesome, awesome. So I would suggest that you guys check out those vesting token, right? So that's one of the questions I always ask, especially live projects or the projects that we bring in for the first time, because that's actually a crucial piece of information. All right, guys, make sure you guys look into it as well, so you know when the token's being locked. But most importantly is that the pre-sale tokens were unlocked immediately. So that's why you see the big dump. A lot of people took profit. But more importantly
Yep.
is that the chart it came back. So the chart is very healthy right now, way above the launch MC. So that's very important. All right, Mel. Well, thanks for the information there. And this is on what chain is this on again?
On Base, so Ethereum Base.
Oh, nice. I love Base, man. I think it's way undervalued right now. I think Base is going to be the future.
Of course, yeah, yeah. So we actually had a few switches. First, we started out on, of course, Ethereum, just Ethereum layer one. Then we went um, to Polygon. And after Polygon, we had the decision to make. We could choose between Solana or Base, but of course, we don't want to be associated with a lot of the meme projects on Solana. So we did some research, and eventually we got to Base, which is very friendly for developers and has insanely low fees. So we're very happy with our choice.
It is, and you know, and also Base is also Coinbase, right? So we all know that, right? It's one of the
Yeah,
biggest
exactly.
exchanges out there. But only that, it's literally a fork of Ethereum, but the gas fee is way, way, way cheaper. Now I love Base. I
Almost
think Base,
zero. Yeah, of course.
yeah. So, now good decisions on that. I think it will get its recognition very soon here. All right. So with that out of the way, now, you talk about your team there. Your surgeon is over 4 decades, which is 40 years in this in the medical field, and you have some sort of background in the in the space as well with the blockchain. Now, all these you guys are the key main people in the team, you would say?
Exactly, yeah. So we have a crypto side, and the crypto side is mostly the blockchain part of the project. So that will mean that standardized data sharing will fall under the crypto side. So essentially my side. I don't have that much coding or development experience. We have some great developers that are working on a very good project and proof of concept for ALYT. And then on the medical side, that will be the entire platform.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. So now, Mel, you guys decided to, I guess, change the landscape of the healthcare space, combining AI, which I think we all understand why, using AI. And now it's obviously with this mission, you guys do see some of the problems exist out there today. So let's focus on what are the problems that you guys are seeing and the solution that you guys are providing to solve these problems in the healthcare space.
Thank you for the great question. That's actually one of the first times I've had the question of the actual problem in the healthcare space. Well, of course, the obvious answer and the main answer that you're gonna hear a lot is data on the healthcare side. And data is also a big issue for us, of course. But what we don't want to be seen as is a medical crypto project that solely focuses on data. So those would be called data projects, in my opinion. We're using a variety of techniques and also partners that we will announce this week or no, probably next week on our X, which are be helping us with the actual integration of the technologies into healthcare and AI and blockchain. Um, but yeah, one of the main problems, like I just said, was data. You don't have your own say about your data. If you give it once, if you sign a waiver once, they have your data forever, and there's no way to really take it back. Secondly, is an innovation in AI models. The medical space is very conservative and very secure, of course, which is a very good thing in my opinion. But people are scared of change, and people are scared of innovation sometimes. So what we are building right now is an actually truly innovative and new product that hasn't been seen before in hospitals. So in one way, adoption will be a bit harder than traditional healthcare services. But on the other hand, once it has been adopted, we can grow exponentially. So those are the two main problems. And then of course, if we talk about our proof of concept, which will be the two distinct platforms, the interactive training platform and the clinical decision making program. Um, for the interactive training program, that platform will specifically be targeted at medical trainees and educational institutions. And that part of the platform will provide interactive scenario-based training, initially concentrated exclusively on vascular surgery because that's our target area for now. So that's one part of the ALYT platform. The second part will be the clinical decision-making platform, and that platform will explicitly be designed for real medical use cases, also initially focusing on the vascular surgery, which will enhance the clinical decision-making by, for example, integrating patient data, specialized clinical insights, and of course, our main product, the advanced analytics and diagnostics.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. So now what interactive training platform you mentioned there? That sounds very like interesting and unique, especially we know what AI can do now. Could you elaborate on that? And I know that that's actually one of the I guess utility within your ecosystem there. Now let's elaborate on that. What do you mean by interactive training platform?
So we actually went to a medical conference this year, a very big medical conference in Europe, the European Vascular Course. And what this conference does is it brings in students and young professionals, also older, much more experienced surgeons from all around the world. And the stands, you have a stand and you have a workshop. And in these workshops, you can give a very interactive training. So, for example, we launched our ALYT demo. We made an entire demo just for the European Vascular Course for young professionals and surgeons to test our product and get live feedback from people, which was very valuable to us. And we had a clinical decision-making platform on there. That was the only part that we had back then. And what we actually got was a lot of positive feedback, so much more positive feedback than initially expected. And some institutions and companies came to us and they asked us, how can we implement this product? How can we actually buy this product? Which was very great to hear. But then an educational program, they came to us and they said, can I use this program to help my students learn clinical decision making in healthcare in the vascular sector in general? So we said, okay, to be honest, we haven't really thought about that, but might be a very good use case. So we thought, why not build one for them specifically? And then when we came to the drawing table, we had an idea on why we said, why not make this for everyone? So why not make an entire platform, which I just explained, the interactive training platform and a clinical decision-making platform, so that those students can actually learn healthcare much easier with the help of AI. So it's quite similar actually to the come up of ChatGPT, because as a lot of schoolers know and people in university maybe, they use AI a lot just for writing thesis or making any project or whatever. And this will not, of course, give you all of the answers straight away. You will have to go through the entire process yourself. And at the end, when everything is filled in and the student has given its final diagnostic, you will be able, or at least the AI will be able, to tell you all of the correct answers, or at least so the correct answers according to the AI. It will take you to all of the steps. It will show you some coaching, some tips, etc., etc. Of course, I can't reveal too much, but it's it's solely based on teaching young professionals the tricks and the actual ropes of healthcare.
Wow, that's actually very interesting. So 100% AI, AI based only. So what you're saying right now is that there's no human involved in this. So I imagine that this is all like, you're given like a different scenarios, and the AI will literally walk you through the steps of what needs to be done, and you get graded on based on, I guess, your decisions on performing the task. And this is 100% AI based.
So it's actually not meant to replace any teacher or doctor in that case. We made the program, or are still making the program. So teachers, it's a tool for teachers. It's not a replacement at all, because we think that there's still that human touch that AI, of course, can give, even though that in some circumstances, or maybe in most circumstances, the AI is more correct than other surgeons. But we still think it's good to not completely try to get rid, so to say, of all doctors and teachers, etc.
I see, I see, and I think that's important. I guess at least for now, right? Uh, since AI is still pretty much new, right? Still evolving. But yeah, I can see how the efficiency of that, right? So let's say if there's a scenario, there's a task that's given where I can literally go back, right? Go back and review, what you are learning immediately versus, let's say, if I was to learn that, let's say, go into the class, you cannot hit the rewind button or repeat button, right? So I definitely see with the efficiency of that, but also the scalability. Now, is that something that you guys have in mind when you guys designed this, is to be able to scale to not in the physical place, but also allow people to have access to pretty much all over the world?
Yeah, of course. So the beautiful thing about the blockchain is that it's built to scale, and it's built for everyone. So a traditional server or a traditional company will require a lot of servers, a huge infrastructure, a lot of startup costs, and that's one of our main key strengths, is that we do not have all of these costs. We have the blockchain, and the blockchain is there to let us build on it. So whenever we get, say, 1,000 users or a million users, it's very easy to scale. It's just a bit more fees on base, and eventually, once we have enough users and integrations into medical institutions, we can build our own server center or own mining center, whatever. But yeah, it's very easy to scale because of the nature of our company.
100%. Now, you mentioned the data, and you said that it's one of the solutions that you guys are providing to fix one of the problems that you guys see. Now, can you elaborate on how are you guys are utilizing this data, and where this data coming from? Now, is there incentive for, I guess, patients or people to provide this data, etc., to the system? And how you guys are utilizing this data, I guess, to innovate or to, I guess, make it more efficient within the healthcare industry?
Great question. Thank you. Um, we will have an incentivized data sharing program, which is essentially the crypto side of the platform, and we will implement questionnaires and have a long form, for example, to collect the valuable data from these people in return for the ALYT token. So a lot of platforms and AIs right now, their main goal is to get more data to train their AI models on, because of course the more data you have, the more accurate your AI model will be. And so an example is, whenever you go to a hospital, like most of 9 out of 10 times, you go to a hospital to get treated and you're sick. So the data that these hospitals gather, it's the data from sick people. So whenever you train an AI on those data sets, it's biased from the get-go. So you only have the data of sick people, well, maybe some healthy people, of course, for a checkup or something. But yeah, data is a big issue, and you can, of course, buy outdated data sets. But what we are trying to do is to really push the incentivized data sharing. And what that means is that people will be able to share the data. So say your date of birth, your blood type, your age, etc., nothing too privacy invading, and we will never see the data. We are currently working with a very large company to set up a program and a patient dashboard in which people can claim their ALYT tokens, see how much they've earned, see how much data they've given, and do regular checkups, etc. And the only two things that will be done with this data is one, the AI will be trained on it, so the AI won't get access to your data ever. And secondly, the people will get rewards from it. So that's the main two focus with our data. And the thing right now is whenever you give your data to someone or some organization, may that be in the European Union, in North America, I don't know how it is in Asia, but you give it once, you sign the waiver, and you essentially don't really see your data back. They have it, and there's not really a way to say to them like stop using my data. It's actually impossible, I think.
That's actually very interesting. So you guys are actually incentivizing patients, or I guess just anyone to provide, I guess, the medical data in the return of the ALYT token. Am I hearing that correctly?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting, because I think the more data you have, the better, the more accurate your AI will be, or I guess your diagnosis will be once it's trained on those medical problems correctly, right? Now, how are you guys? It's a great idea. I think ultimately, that's actually a very good incentive. So walk with me through a scenario. Let's say if I was a patient, right, and I have some sort of sickness that I'd like to share my information to you guys. And how are how will you guys approach that? And what is the process of onboarding me to get your tokens?
So we will have an entire custom platform built, of course. We won't be using regular Google Forms, because when you give your data to us, it has to go through them first. So that's not something we will do. We will have an entirely different program, and what that means is you will fill in. It's an integration with the company that we're working with. You will fill in a form, a specific form, and in this form, you will give all of the generic information that you would like to share. Of course, there's no need to share anything or any specific things. And you can choose to do a monthly checkup, annual checkup, etc. The amount of tokens is still yet to be decided. But what happens is you send in this form, you will have a call with some official from ALYT to actually verify your data, because the last thing we want is for an 80-year-old to fill in that there's some 14-year-old guy from a country that doesn't exist just to get the ALYT tokens. That's one of the main issues with this as well. So it's a difficult task, but if we manage it correctly and put some work into it, it's very beneficial for ALYT, and I think for in the entirety of healthcare. So you give your information, and you will receive a specific amount of ALYT tokens in return. We don't know how many yet or what the vesting is going to be, but we are 100% sure that the vesting will be at a minimum of 3 months, because it's very bad for the Ethereum price if we do incentivize data sharing and then people sell the tokens immediately. That would crash the price and essentially the entire price of the ALYT token. So those are still things that are yet to be decided.
100%. I think you guys definitely recognize this as well, right? The onboarding process, the ways of receiving the data, keeping that data private, but also the sustainability of the tokenomics as well, to ensure that it can sustain, right? So I think those are three aspects that I'm pretty sure you guys are mindful. Now, with that being said, though, let's jump really quick to the tokenomics side of it. Now, apparently you guys are giving tokens away. Now, is there like a percent dedicated to the tokenomics that's for this reason?
Well, yeah, as I said, all of the tokens are locked, so it's very difficult to send those tokens out. But what we are doing is we have our own team wallet, a wallet that I also manage from time to time. And whenever we see a relatively big dip, so for example, the the days after our launch, when we are really at a point that we think, wow, ALYT is insanely undervalued here, which it still is, of course. We think it's massively undervalued. But once we see a small dip or a big dip, we try to buy as much ALYT as possible and use that ALYT to give back to the community. So every week we give out hundreds of dollars, and then we have some special events. So I think we've given away multiple thousands of dollars over the past few weeks just on investors, on buybacks, on incentives for raiders, on the ALYT leaderboard, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and just for people to yeah, to engage with ALYT in general. So there's a lot to be won, but we see that a lot of people actually hold their ALYT, so they don't sell it immediately, which is a very great thing to see. That means that the people that are actually in the ALYT community and get these ALYT tokens in return, they become holders instead of sellers.
Right. Yeah. So I think you guys are very mindful about the tokenomics, right? How can it sustain, right? So I think that's an important aspect of it. But like you mentioned there, like if they were to receive this token, let's say if your platform blows up, a lot of people on board, and yeah, you don't want, the last thing you want to do is just have people just dump on you right away, right? So I think, but you guys are very
Exactly.
mindful. So the next thing that I want to touch on is because we're in the healthcare industry, so I think preventive, did you say predictive analytics or preventive measures? I guess kind of the same way,
Predictive
right?
analytics. Yeah. Predictive
Yeah.
diagnostics.
So I'm assuming that allows once you have your AI trained, it allows you to, I guess, predict, I guess predict, I guess, the sickness or whatever, to prevent that before before it gets very severe. Correct. So I think that's one of the ways that
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
the sickness
Exactly.
out there. Yeah, a lot of sickness out there, as we know, guys, is usually the problem is comes when we found out too late, right? If we found out early on, we would have solved a lot of the issues ahead of time, and people would not be sick where they're, where they're at or whatever. So I'm assuming that this predictive analytics, is that what it's meant to do?
Yeah, of course. So that was actually the first entire part of our product, was that people come to a medical specialist, they give them their symptoms, and the medical professional would put it into the ALYT AI, and it will give you an AI diagnostic. But what happened over those 2 years, like I said in the beginning of the AMA, the AI landscape changed so drastically that the part of AI diagnostics was pretty normal. It became pretty normal, and it could actually be done with a normal ChatGPT application or API. So we weren't really that different from any other big companies. And what we're doing right now is very future-proof. So we are one of the first ones to actually really do this or come up with this idea, which is much better. And of course, in the medical space, it's impossible to compete with companies like Medtronic, Philips, Cook Medical, Johnson and Johnson. I suppose you all know them. Those are companies with billions of dollars in R&D and people just working solely on the AI part of those companies. So we really have to differentiate and get creative when we want to compete with such big companies.
Correct. All right. So now, when I think about this here, Mel, I see two biggest challenges that you guys are facing, right? Which is the onboarding of not only the healthcare providers, right? Because you have to raise your awareness out there, you have to let people know that you guys exist, but also the patient side of it. How are you guys tackling these two issues?
Excuse me, sorry, my thing cut out. You said the onboarding of people with data, and you said one other issue?
Yeah, so I think when I think of your projects, I see that you guys have to go out there on board not only the healthcare providers, right, to use your platform, right, but also the patients.
Yeah.
So how are you guys? What is your process of
Yeah,
doing that?
great question. So that's a very very tough thing, of course, in a medical institution. Adoption is one of the main issues, of course, for every company, which is also a part marketing and trust and PR, of course. But yeah, we'll work with the MDR, the Medical Device Regulation, which is also recognized in North America, Asia, Europe. Um, from the start. So we have built in with the regulations of the MDR, so the medical device regulation, because what we see that a lot of companies do is they build a fantastic product, they get the product integrated into hospitals and medical institutions, and after that they need to get MDR approval. So they essentially did the steps backwards. And once you build a product without the MDR in mind, you see that 9 out of 10 times those people get rejected from the MDR. So what happens is the entire crashes, the price goes to zero, because without a regulation, you're not allowed to operate in any hospital in the world. So it's a very tough thing. What we can do, of course, is build with the MDR in mind and go to a company, very Bitcoin or blockchain friendly company like El Salvador. And in El Salvador, we can implement ALYT into a lot of medical institutions, private companies as well, which is much easier. And what we can do then is integrate it there, have a few weeks of runtime, get some track records, and come back with that extensive track records to the European or North America and show them what we have done in a less regulated country, and show them that it actually works as well as we intended it to. And after that, I think it should be much easier to get people to adopt the system. Of course, ALYT will be free to all medical professionals in the first weeks and months to get the ball rolling. But I think in 1 year we should be in a variety of medical institutions and hospitals.
Awesome. Appreciate you answering all these tough questions. So it seems like you guys are very mindful about these issues that you guys may be facing in the future here, and I like that a lot. So currently right now, where are you guys at right now? Let's get into the roadmap. Where are you guys at right now, and what should the investor expect coming up here?
So the roadmap, I don't know when it's updated for the last time, but I think most of our updates are on our official X account. But yeah, I think we're a bit ahead of schedule because we are in Q2 of 2025 right now. Yeah, so we had our decentralized exchange listing recently. We are in talks. So we have already finished contracts, payment, etc., for a lot of centralized exchanges. But the main issue or the dilemma that we have right now is we either spend $100,000 to $200,000 on proof of concept development, of course, extra because we already spent a lot on proof of concept development, or we spend $100,000 to $200,000 on centralized exchange listing. Well, in my opinion, it's a very easy choice. We go for the product and we build a very good product, and with the profits of that product, we buy a centralized exchange listing. So in my opinion, it's not worth the cost right now if we have the abilities and capabilities of building a fantastic product now instead of launching on some sort of centralized exchange, which is not even going to guarantee the price going up. So we have a lot of organic investors right now, but once you go to a centralized exchange, you have a lot of bots, a lot of traders, a lot of other type of money that would be on a centralized or decentralized exchange.
Sounds good. You're right, though. You're right. I think.
Oh, excuse me. Wait, you asked about the roadmap. I only talked about the centralized exchanges. So that's one part of the roadmap. Another part, of course, is the proof of concept. The proof of concept is also ahead of schedule. It was actually scheduled for about 9 to 10 weeks, but we are going live in 7 to 8 weeks, and we have made amazing progress. We already finished the design screens. The first patients have been tested, and we should see the first major updates, so the first showcases, in about 1 to 2 weeks.
Okay, 1 or 2 weeks. Okay. Yeah, regarding the centralized exchanges, I see a lot of projects come out there and really trying to push to get listed on a SEX, right? Without any kind of foundation yet. And that usually doesn't last for a long time. So I do agree on you guys trying to really actually build the platform out first before focusing on the centralized exchange. So I think that's I agree with you on that. Okay, so we do it. So what you're saying right now is that we investor can expect to see what part of the platform in 2 weeks? Is it the interactive training platform, or is that what you're talking about there?
It'll be a bit of both. So we are actually working on everything simultaneously because the
Okay.
main issue is that when you don't work on everything simultaneously, you finish the clinical decision-making platform, and then you start with the interactive training platform, which means that you need weeks of planning, weeks of building, and then weeks of actually testing and finishing the product. So it's more expensive the way that we are doing it right now, but that way you have a full and completely finished product in a set number of weeks. So what we will be seeing in 1 to 2 weeks is the interactive training platform. So a first sneak peek of that, and a small part of the clinical decision-making platform, and then specifically the patient AI platform in that group.
The one thing that I don't think we touch on, or maybe just a little bit on, is the patient AI. We talk about the clinical decision platform, the interactive training platform. What is the patient AI? What is that?
The patient AI, that's essentially the clinical decision-making platform. So you have
Okay.
an unassisted mode, and in that unassisted mode, you work normally as you would as a normal surgeon. And in the AI patient-assisted mode, the AI will, like it says in the name, it'll assist you and it will enhance the clinical decision-making by integrating the data from those incentivized data sharing and the other data sets with specialized clinical insights and the advanced AI analytics.
I see. Okay, so they are connected. Okay, so I'm looking at the roadmap right here, Q4 2025, which we are at Q2 right now. Launch global marketing campaigns. Man, that sounds very interesting. So I'm assuming that by that time, you guys gonna really tap into not only the healthcare provider, but also the patient and the investor sides of it. Correct?
Exactly. Yeah, that's correct. So the main thing that we like I just said, the dilemma right now is we have money available, but it's where to choose where to put the money, because of course, when you have an amazing product, it's very important to have good marketing. But what we see a lot is that some companies have an okay product, so the product is not really that different from others. It's not innovative, but they have an amazing marketing campaign. And what we see is that these companies often outperform the companies with an amazing product but little to no marketing. So it's an option. It's a choice between two very different things.
I see. Sounds good. Great job, Mel. Great job for answering all these tough questions, man. Because I know, yeah, I mean, you did a heck of a job answering all the tough questions. Let's get into the tokenomics. I know that we touched on the tokenomics a little bit earlier, but one thing really stands out. I'm looking at the tokenomics in your white paper right now. A partnership at 5%. Have you guys got any partnership yet? And what are you guys dedicating that partnership to? Like, what kind of partnership are you guys looking for?
We already have a partnership announced with Blowfin, and we have a partnership announced with Tumio. Tumio is a fairly large company that also specializes in wearables and AI. We have another very big partnership coming up. And what that means is tokens. Tokens can be sold, of course. So what we do oftentimes is we give them tokens as a sort of payment and a sort of way to say we trust each other. So we get companies from another company as well. I mean, tokens from another company as well, excuse me. And we give some tokens to them. The partnership wallet is essentially just a split up wallet of the ecosystem wallet. But we decided to split those to give more clarity and more transparency.
Okay, so you guys do have some big partnership going on as well. All right, man.
I think 2 weeks. I don't have the timeline in front of me right now, but I think 2 to 3 weeks we will announce two major partners.
Nice. Okay, sounds good. And let us know. Once let us know. We can always give you guys an update in our room as well. You have tax in your tokenomics currently or no?
Yeah, so we do have tax. It's not on right now. We left it off after the 0% buy and sell event, but we have normally 4% buy and a 4% sell tax, which means that we get the percentage of that tax, of course. So say you invest $100, we get 4% of that when you buy. So that's $4, which goes to either marketing, proof of concept development, or centralized exchange listings. We have through transparent wallets for that tax. So everything is handled through those free wallets.
I see. So but right now it's being turned off right now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's off right now. We will put it back on Monday, I think.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Man, I think we covered everything there, Mel. Did we leave anything off?
No, I don't think so. I think well, of course, we already had an AMA in the past, but I think that in 4 to 5 weeks, when we have a lot more to show, a lot more progress, and eventually some listings, we can do a great follow-up AMA.
I would love to see you guys come back. Actually, this is actually one of the projects I'm actually very interested in. Hence, I ask a lot of technical questions, right? Because I think the healthcare industry is big. Man, it's a $10 trillion industry. Think about that,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
And we know how it's a big industry, and we know how crucial the industry is. So when I see a project like this with the experience that they have, especially 4 decades of experience, and of course, Mel has a lot of the blockchain technology, so they're combining both into one, right? And they're trying to solve all these issues that's going on right now to make it more efficient, right? More efficient, more cost effective. Of course, once you have the data, you have AI training, it's able to predict things, before it happens, or sickness before it happens. That's going to really translate to saving money for a lot of patient, but also allows doctor to efficiently diagnose the patient, accurately, but also for the students to learn as well, right? For the student side to learn as well. So everything is made to be efficient. I think AIs and medical, it's actually a very good combination. It's so much needed. And I think it's the right time for right now for innovators like them to come in and trying to, I guess, change that, right? To change the landscape of the medical industry. So I could definitely see why the mission is, tap into the medical side of it. A lot of money, but also not only to make money, but also it will help a lot of people out there, sick people out there, right? Especially, we're in the first world countries. We don't realize how lucky we are sometimes, but you have a lot of people on maybe like the third world countries that may not have access, right? So hopefully AI will able to predict things and help them figure out the sickness before they die, right? Before becoming a big issue. So, but yeah, Mel, great job, man. Great job answering all the tough questions. And I think you guys are on the right mission. That's something that I'm very interested in the project, and I will be paying attention to see how you guys will develop here. Like you said, 4 to 5 weeks, and we will love to have you guys back on.
Of course, yeah. And in the meantime, you can always follow us on X. We have a lot of updates on there, and we have some exclusive updates coming up in our Telegram as well. Awesome.
And after this, guy, we will post the TG and the website and the social handles.
Oh, amazing.
Make sure you guys go in, join the TG. Okay, I think Mike is gonna go there and actually pick a joiner out there. Just go over there, give a feedback on the AMA, how the team did. If you have questions, ask your questions over there. I know that you guys have a lot of questions in the room. Every single AMA, 99% of the questions get answered. So if we're not going to take any questions, but go there, ask a question in their TG, and Mike will go over there and pick one random winner. Okay, so that allows you guys to join the room as well. Mel, man, great AMA. Any last thing you want to say before we wrap this up?
Well, no, not really. I think it's everything is covered, and thank you for having me. And I hope we can do a great follow-up AMA in the future, and we'll all be in touch.
Definitely, brother. Definitely. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Mel. At this point, I'm going to have Mike come back on, Santa Claus Mike, and he's going to pick a winner. We like to give, some money away every single AMA. So, Mike, are you there, brother?
I'm driving, but yes, I'm here. Today, we're going to not only be doing a random number giveaway, we're also going to award one random listener. ALYT, Mel, I'm actually going to pass this on over to you. Can you please pick one random listener from our participants today? And if you could, grab their information, give that to me in a DM.
And will these winners be announced in this AMA, or will I send it to you right now?
Yeah, there's going to be a post, and you can always forward that post into your room as well. So that way, your community, yeah.
Let me see. Let me go into the ALYT AMA list, and then I think maybe it's fair to put it into ChatGPT and say pick a random listener. Let me see.
You can actually do that?
Yeah, I'm just making screenshots of all of the listeners right now.
Oh wow, Mike, maybe you. But that's crazy. You can actually make a screenshot like that very quick and put it into ChatGPT. Wow, Mike, I think that just changed you. You can actually change the game there, Mike.
It is. I just learned something today. I like that.
So maybe it's an idea to choose 2 winners, 3 winners, maybe, or is it just 1 winner only?
You know, we usually like to award 1, but if you want to add another one for your team, we can do that as well.
Of course, it's cool. Is it the amount that we send to? Oh no, never mind. I see by everyday.
Yeah. So
let's see. Okay, I see. Let's choose a random winner. ChatGPT. Here we go.
Oh wow, Mike, you're gonna have to ALYT. You're gonna have to Mel. You're gonna have to talk to Mike, because usually what he does is he would sit there, he would take all the names down. Which I don't know how he does it, but if there's an efficient way to do that, like the way you're doing it right now, that's incredible.
Okay, so do I just send this to Mike in his private DM?
Yes. Yep. Perfect.
All right, sounds good. Let me see.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, I literally do sit there and type everybody's name down during the AMA into a notepad and then take that and put that on a wheel, but I'm going to definitely look into this one.
Oh man, Mike, I think yeah.
I sent the username to you if you can see it.
Okay, I got you there, Mel. The DM, perfect.
All right. So what else do you want to do, Mike, for the giveaway? Is there a random number as well, and TG joiner as well, or what do you want to do?
We have the random TG joiner. We're going to just award $10 there for a random joiner, and we also are going to be doing a random number as well. I do have that post ready, and I'm going to be posting it back into the main chat, so everybody pay attention. The random number is going to be between 1 and 250. Each guest will have 5 chances to guess the number, and you'll be awarded $10 there as well. And I'll have this all posted up to YouTube here shortly, guys. This was a great AMA, Mel. Appreciate you guys coming in today, and we're going to be getting you guys a copy as well.
All right, sounds good. Have a nice day, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Mel. It looks like you're having a car starting issue there, Mike. I'm here like the...
I'm driving. It's probably it's raining out right now, so it's probably the windshield wipers you're hearing and all the road.
Oh, sounds like you're trying to turn on the ignition. It's like... Anyway, guys.
Oh,
hey, that was a great AMA. Make sure you guys